Okay, today is Pesach Sheni. There's some shmura matzah in the back if anyone wants to wash and have a bite. That's one of the things we do today. The message of Pesach Sheni is that it's never too late. It's the time when the Jewish people who were tamei during the first Pesach were unable to bring their carbon. They went to Moshe Rabbeinu, they complained, and Moshe went to Hashem, and Hashem says, okay, 1 month to the day after Pesach, they'll have another chance to bring the carbon Pesach. And the message is, it's never too late. One can always correct and make amends, even one who is impure or was on a distant path. Indeed, even if he brought himself to such a state willingly, not by accident, he can nevertheless correct it. That's the message of today. And now we're going to count Sfiras HaOmer together. Last night we counted 29. Hayoim, Tisha, Ve'esrim, Yoim, Shehem, Arba'a, Shavuos, V'yom Echad, Lo-Omer. Today is 29 days, which is 4 weeks and 1 day of the Omer. So everyone enjoy your Pesach Sheni. You don't have to say Tachnun today. Let's add a little celebration and, of course, a little Shmura Matzah to go. Okay, now we're going to learn a little Tanya, 14th day of Iyar, May 22nd. We're on page 61 of the Chayenu if you want to follow along. In today's lesson, an illustration of the Soivig, we talked about the encompassing light of Hashem, so powerful, so bright, that it can't even permeate. It would be too powerful. We would get burned, hurt. We wouldn't be able to exist with that intense light of Hashem. So instead, that light surrounds, and then a little glimmer, a little ray, a little sliver comes down to give us energy. Yet, when we talk about the circling or circular energy, the Soiviv Kolalman, in an abstract way, it's man's mind wrapping itself around an object or a scene. So when you are watching a game, you're watching from a distance, you're watching everything go on, you see, I personally have this pet peeve. Why, when you're watching a game on television, do they zoom right up to the pitcher's face, his eyeball, his nose, and then you have the batter? I want to see what's going on. I want to see where the players are positioning themselves. So it's too much for me. You're in the Malakam. It's Soiviv Kolalman, you see the full picture, but from a bird's eye view. And oftentimes, that's how we see certain things, right? When you're in the traffic, you don't know what's causing the traffic, Jeff. You're coming down the highway. You don't know if you should get off the exit, if you continue, is it almost over? But if you were able to go up on a helicopter or watch from a drone, you'd see, it's not so bad. It's going to be okay. So there's the peripheral vision, and then there's when you're in it. It's much more powerful. It's intense. You don't know which way to turn. The item is both enveloped by the brain, yet not at all. Sometimes when we see it from a distance, we see a full picture, but we don't see the fine details, which sometimes are also very important. Okay, so now we're going to bring a Moshe. Consider this world, even though the whole world is filled with Hashem. Namely, not only with this little glimmer that we talked about yesterday and mentioned it just a moment ago, that there's a little sliver of light that comes from God. The whole world is filled with Hashem. What are you talking about? So we talked about the encompassing light of Hashem, and then there's only a little sliver of God. What do you mean? The whole world is filled with Hashem. The Pesach says, do I not fill heaven and earth? Nevertheless, only very limited vitality, no more than the category of what is revealed in the inanimate and vegetable worlds is clothed within this world in the form of revealed influence. If it's Hashem in the world, it's very hidden. Do you see God? You could say, I sense God in my life. I feel that which is happening around me is miraculous. But you don't see Hashem. Hashem is there. We know he's there, but he's hidden. When you read about the splitting of the sea, the 10 plagues, that's a revelation of godliness. But then we have the Megillah. It's like a natural occurrence, everything that took place. God is there. We know that God made everything happen. This person should be there. This person should be there. Every time there's another news story, the helicopter crash, the this happened, that happened. So Yad Hashem, right? But it's wrapped up and it's hidden. You don't see it overtly. So we call the light of Hashem, which fills the world in a concealed manner, we call it encompassing because we can't see it, because it's hidden. Even though it's not really encompassing, it's really also in the world. But no. So even the Soiviv Kalaman, he's coming to say, even the encompassing light of Hashem also fills the world. But since it's hidden, we don't consider it as if it's filling the world. We call it encompassing and surrounding. Since its influence is no more revealed in it than is revealed within the inanimate and vegetable worlds, but it affects in it a hidden and concealed manner. So any influence of a concealed nature is referred to as encircling from above. Even though Hashem is permeating the world, and of course is a part of every single, from the single blade of grass to the biggest creatures, to the tallest skyscrapers and the clouds and the heavens and the sun and the moon, right? But nevertheless, we call it encompassing because it's hidden. You can't sense it, you can't see it. For the Alma Discasio, which is the hidden world, is on a higher plane than the Alma Discalia, the revealed world. So whatever's going on beneath the surface is really higher, but we don't see it. So we could say, what is it? So godliness drawn down in a concealed manner from the hidden world is on a higher plane than that which is drawn down in a revealed manner. So whatever sense of godliness, we saw the miracles. There's a revelation of godliness. If we knew the level of godliness that was concealed, it's like you go to the ocean and you see coral reef or whatever. You're like, wow, that's amazing. If you can see what's down there further deeper in those dark areas where scuba divers can't get to because of the pressure and everything else, you'd be blown away, but you can't. So you're going to be satisfied with the little coral reef that you can go Key Largo, Key West. You go out on the boat. You go, oh, it's beautiful. And it is nice, Cozumel. It is nice. But if you know that there's something so far greater, it's not accessible. So we don't pay relevance to it. So the Orein Saif, the Saif of Kalalman, which really is called encompassing the world, surrounding, etc., we don't have a relationship with that because it's hidden. So we call it as if it's encompassing and it's not permeating. Now he says, let us make, good luck tonight, Jeff. No, I can't. Let's make a more tangible example, which I like my mushal of the ocean, it's a good mushal. It's not in here though. You like that one, right? There's Ellie, by the way. Say hi to Ellie. Hey. Okay. So, nice chavra on Zoom today. I know you guys are there. Thanks for muting your phones. We're almost done, and then maybe I'll unmute you so we can say hello. A further example is needed in order to clarify this paradox. How godliness simultaneously pervades the world and yet remains aloof from it. He's in the world, he's above the world, he's here, but he's hidden. How do we grasp this, understand this? When a person forms an image in his mind of something that he sees or has seen, right? That's what the imagination's all about. Like you're driving by, like, oh, did I see that? Even though the entire body and essence of that thing, both exterior and interior, at its very core, are completely mirrored in his mind and thoughts, for he has seen it in its entirety. This is expressed by saying that his mind encompasses that object completely, and just as in the mind's frame of reference, so too regarding the perspective of the visualized object, and that thing is enveloped in his mind and thought. but is not encompassing in actual fact, only in the imagination of his mind. Let's say you go to the Grand Canyon, you look at it, oh, it's so beautiful. You come back, you explain it to us. Yeah, but did you grasp it? Did you touch it? No, I saw it. I saw it. Telling you, it was amazing. Yeah, but where is it? It's in here. So since man's thought is limited, he cannot actually encompass the object itself. He can't become one with the object itself. He only encompasses its image as it exists in his mind. So this is a mashal of how we are limited. So that's why we say that the Eibishter, the Sovev Kalamit, surrounds the world and only a sliver of light can come in the world. But in actuality, only HaKadosh Baruch Hu can encompass, be invested, and actually be a part of, because he is the thought, he is the one that's thinking, he is the knower, he is the knowing. What's the other one? And he is that which is known. No, the knowledge, the knowing, right? So imagine, takeaway, imagine a beautiful castle. Imagine the infrastructure and the design, the architecture that had to go into it, all the different workers that had to be involved. All this exists within your imagination only, okay? The most beautiful castle. Your imagination encompasses each detail of the image. And this imaginary castle ceases to exist when you stop thinking about it during Shema. Stop thinking about it. Similarly to this is Hashem's energy, which encompasses the world, with one difference. With us, it's an imagination. With Hashem, it's real. Hashem doesn't just encompass, he also energizes every single aspect of the world, from things that we think are completely insignificant to the most important things in our mind. This is the Eibishter. And if you want to have a relationship, if you want to love the Eibishter, you have to understand the Eibishter. So this is one more step in trying to understand what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is, what he does, how he operates. Obviously, you take one step close, you take one step forward, it takes 3 steps back. We realize that we don't even, it's almost pointless to understand because it's a different dimension. But this is our way of striving to understand. Do you want to know who you're standing before? This is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he worries about the tiniest little thing he wants to do. He wants you to have a relationship with him. And we do that through performance of mitzvahs, learning Torah, and all the other good stuff. Everyone have a wonderful day.